morning, everybody. So the missus and I are taking a day trip to Chicago for pizza because that's who we are. We looked at the calendar, had nothing scheduled on the calendar, no grandkids, nothing, no appointments, no schedule, no anything. So we decided the other day that today was our day. We're taking a day trip, just her and I, and we're going to go to our favorite pizza place in Chicago. You may have seen it in one of my earlier videos. I talked about it. Gino's East is by far our most favorite pizza place. For me, they have a Supreme pizza, and if I get the sausage Supreme, and those of you in Chicago already know this, they have a patty. The sausage is the entire size of the pizza. So when you cut a slice of pizza, you get a slice of sausage on your Supreme pizza. You can't get any better than that. So that is part of my problem with my diet, as I talk about. I try to diet, I try to do good, and then we have a chance to take a day trip, and we do. So I think I'm just going to continue to struggle. We do what we do. But to give you some ideas, it's about at least a 3-hour trip for us to drive to Chicago because we live in central Illinois. So, of course, we're taking the Bolt. We're going to run up there, have some great pizza for lunch. Maybe, depending on how we feel, maybe hit up a mall. So I just wanted to get this introduction in. I may do a follow-up in an hour or two, see where we're at, how we're doing, where we're going. When I left this morning, I charged the car to 100%, and it showed 304 miles on the car. So depending on what kind of miles per kilowatt we get, of course, Chicago for us is about 150, 160 miles away from us. So we're gonna have to charge. There's an EVgo charger up there, several of them around the Chicago area. So we'll hit it up, not a big deal. But stay tuned. So we'll be back. All right, we're back. We're about a third of the way into our trip, and we got about 50 miles under our belt, and we are taking some scenic roads versus the rush interstate high traffic area. This is a nice easy road. There's not a lot of traffic. The farmers are in the field for the harvest. In case I didn't mention it to you, today is Monday, September 25th. And we are, let me see if I can get that. It's kind of in my dash a little bit, but not bad. But anyway, I just wanted to show you some of the scenic. It's a little overcast. It's supposed to be, there's no rain in the forecast. But we're just heading to Chicago. We'll get there when we get there. So, but yeah, we've seen numerous farmers in the fields for harvest. Getting to see kind of how things are going. So, all right, we'll get back with you in a little bit. You guys take care. All right, we are in downtown Wheaton, Illinois, and we're going to Gino's East, which is in an old firehouse right here. It is, yeah, you can't see it with the trees, but it is gorgeous inside with roll-up doors, and it's fantastic. So we're here. We're gonna go in an order, and I'll get a picture of our food when we're done. Thanks. I'm getting kind of a reflection on this Gino's East of Chicago sign, but here's the roll-up doors. Check this out. The roll-up doors from an old firehouse. It's been remodeled. It's fantastic. We love it. You can see Thor sitting out front over there. This is cool. And I don't know, maybe on the doors here. Well, it's backwards. You can't read them. All right. So I'll give you a video when the pizza shows up here in a little bit. All right, we'll get back. Okay, almost forgot to get a picture of this because we were starving. So this is the sausage Supreme, and there's some cheese over there that my love has. So we're gonna dig in now and go from there. Okay, here's our leftovers in the box, guys. So I first learned of Geno's East in the mid-1980s when I would come to Chicago to watch Michael Jordan play. So the greatest basketball player to ever live. So he was the best. And that's why I first started with my friends. We came up here, and then after that started bringing my family to have the best pizza in Chicago. Thank you. All right, follow up. We're going to go to an EVgo charger down the road a little bit, and I'll check in then. Stand by, guys. Okay, guys, we are at Baker Hill. What's it called? Like Baker Hill. It's a huge subdivision. It's got a bunch of stores and a bank and things like that. But here's our EVgo charger. So let me see if I got my, if I can swipe it. I think it did that last time. Let's see, touch to start. Blah, 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 blah. I thought I did this. Thought I did that last time. What are we doing here? We want CCS. Right, CCS. What's going on here, people? Last time, I didn't have to plug anything in. I swiped it up in front. Well, I'm not sure this is working this way. All right, we're not having any luck here. Let me plug it in and see if that's how it's going to start. All right, I'm back. Plugged it in. What did I do last time? I thought I just swiped it like that. Oh, now it's authorizing. All right, I was going to say maybe I did need to plug in first. Payment authorized. See if I hear the car beep. Connecting to the vehicle. We're in the village of Glen Ellen. Come on. Doesn't normally take this long. What's the deal? Come on, people. See, this is a problem with CCS. That's why we all need Teslas. They work. All right. That took way too long to connect to the car. Way too long. But we plugged in with a 51% state of charge, and we jumped up to 54 kilowatts right away, just for like a minute. Now we're down to 52 already. It only did it for a few seconds. Now down to 51. That ain't good. That's as good as we're going to get out of here. So, all right, we're going to head to a grocery store and a couple of shops here for about a half hour. We're going to charge about a half hour, and we'll get back with you in a little bit. But Thor's getting some charge. So we'll go from there. Okay, so here we are in Glen Ellen. I did a short video when we first started. We got about 25 minutes to 80% left on a charge. But if you look out the front, we had a 0% chance of rain today. So I don't know if you can see, but it's a lot higher than 0%. So we're getting a little wet, but that's all right. That happens. So we're just going to sit here about 20 minutes. My wife's got some work got to get done. We're booking a cruise, and she's finishing up some stuff. So we'll get it all done, and then we'll do an update when I get charged. Get back with you. So I'm back with you at the Baker Hill complex. Let me get my fingers out of the way, my big fat fingers. This is I think it said 350 kilowatt simultaneous charging, which I'm assuming would split. If there was one guy on the left, I'm assuming they're not both going to draw 350. It is the Ultium chargers, and if you remember from my Florida trip,
the Ultium chargers were some of the best EVgo chargers we had. So this is a nice complex. There's these two, and then over here is two more. There's only 4 chargers here, but we're the only person charging, so I mean, you got that. I'm glad that, you know, it's not overly busy. These chargers here, I think, are the 100 kilowatts, and it's either or. You either have a CHAdeMO or you have a CCS. So there's an open one there if a Nissan Leaf comes or what have you. I just did not want to take up a 350 kilowatt charger there. You know, I wanted to leave that for the fast charging cars. We're over here. I'm down to getting like 35 kilowatts already, and I'm only at about 65%, I think. So we're on Calliope, I guess it is. I don't know how to pronounce that. If it's different, somebody let me know. There's Angus, is the other one in the back. So these are the 100 kilowatt chargers, and they're not simultaneous. You can't charge 2 at the same time. So we've been charging about 15 minutes, I think. I think we got about, as soon as my wife gets done doing her cruise finalizations on the phone, we'll get back and we'll get out of here. All right, guys, I'm back. We're gonna get out of here. We charged for about 35 minutes. So we're gonna start heading home. Hopefully the rain will end soon, because there's a 0% chance of rain. So this is kind of an overview of the complex. Pete's Market. There's a grill over here, OMG Grill. Nail salons, a bunch of burgers, get smashed burgers over here. A bunch of stuff over here on the right hand side. It's a pretty busy complex. There's a couple of Volta chargers down to the left, the free ones if you're grocery shopping and you need to come in and get a free charge. Those are always kind of nice. I'm not sure what the lady in front of me is doing, but besides holding up the entire complex. So let's get away from her as quickly as we can before she causes any more accidents. All right, we're gonna start heading. I'll do a little bit of driving video later. I didn't see what the charge was on that. I mean, it was free to us because we have the EVgo credits. So we didn't pay anything for it. We're still trying to use them for when I got the car. So, but anyway, I'll get back with you in a little while. We're gonna try to get out of some of these suburbs with the Chicago traffic. So, all right. I just wanted to give you guys an update. We are out of Chicago, headed home, about halfway back home. We have been averaging 4.8 miles per kilowatt. The trip's going to end up being about 300 miles round trip. It's 150 miles to Chicago and 150 back. So it's going to end up being right at 300 miles. So I just kind of wanted to give you a glimpse of Interstate 80 that we're currently on. We're going to turn on I-39 and head south pretty quick. So it cleared up nicely today. The sun came out, started warming up. So we're running with the air conditioning on now to kind of stay cool. So, all right. Next update is once we get closer to home, we'll update again. Okay. Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon. It's 4:30. We're back. We made it back. We just rolled in. I kind of wanted to give you some stats, some final stats. We ended up driving 294.4 miles. We took a couple of back roads on the way in. I kind of enjoy going through the country and cutting off. You may have cut off 5 miles or something. It may have took me a little longer than going the interstate. Our final average miles per kilowatt is down to 4.7. We did have to drive a little bit on Interstate 80 and a little bit on Interstate 39. And when you're running 70, 75 mile an hour, you know, that really cuts into the miles per kilowatt. So we were at 4.8 most of the day, and then when I jumped on the interstate, that cut it down to like 4.6, and then we built it back up to 4.7. We used 62.6 kilowatts of energy. And if there's a glare, I'm sorry, it's coming in the back window. I'll try to, not sure I can get that, fix that. And as you know, 62.6 kilowatts. This has a 65 kilowatt battery. So we could have driven up there and back without charging. Again, we would have rolled in with, you know, 12 miles left or something like that, which I'm way too conservative for that. I would never want to do and take a chance like that. Maybe once I learn, I know when this gets to zero, it's zero. There's no buffer. There is no area. When it's at zero, you're along, you know, Tom Malogny will show you. You'll be along the New Jersey Turnpike trying to get a tow truck. So, and unfortunately with the Bolt, when you get down below 20 miles left in the charge, it just goes to low. It just says low. I mean, I don't know. That seems kind of strange why it doesn't just tell you, hey, you know, maybe it can be red and bold, but still tell you how many miles you have left in your tank. So, you know, I had the free EVgo charger that we charged up. I went ahead and charged up for 35 minutes, I think it was. 36 minutes, I don't remember exactly. Somewhere between 35 and 38 minutes we charged because my wife was busy booking our cruise, excursions and things like that we're going to do in a couple months. So, but anyway, we had time. There was no rush. She had things to do on the iPad. Went into a store, used the restroom, and came back. Again, do I like to sit for a half an hour? No, we had things to do, and time went by really quick. It wasn't that bad. So with that, I can't think of anything else. I went over the miles per kilowatt. I went over the distance. Another great trip. You know, it's a day trip to Chicago for pizza for us. We do this. We've done this for years, ever since our kids were small. It's just something we love. Gino's East Pizza in Chicago. And now we have leftovers. So we'll be able to throw them in the air fryer and have another meal. So it was just a really good day. You know, we had time to visit. We had time to talk. You know, over 300 miles, sometimes, you know, there's a lot of quiet time. So we were able to just visit and get a lot of stuff worked on, especially the cruise information. So with that, I'm going to get out of your hair. I appreciate everything. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And we'll see you next time. Be safe, everybody.